Hey loves, welcome back to my channel. My name is Latoya Ebony. I do a lot of type 4 natural hair care videos. I do fashion, I do beauty, but I would say the most popular videos on my channel at this time are type 4 natural hair care videos, in particular 4C hair videos, because that's what I got up in here. And you know what? The comment section sometimes is just out of pocket. So as a content creator, I see all of the comments. We have an application called YouTube Studio, and we're able to see comments from the most recent to comments on videos from like 5 years ago. The app puts them all in order, and so I see just about every single comment. I can't comment back to every single one of them, but I do my best to try and keep up with the comment section as best I can. And let me just say, you know, especially when you're talking about hair care, people can be, one, very sensitive, and two, they can be just very rude and downright disgraceful. So I am going to be talking about, or at least sharing with you guys, some of the worst kinds of comments that I get. I am very fortunate that, you know, well, we have some tools as creators to help block out certain things. So I don't get a lot of racist comments. I have to, you know, I blacklist a lot of different swear words and things like that just to protect myself, protect my peace. But sometimes people are just strategic, and sometimes the comments are upsetting. I don't really care about the ones that really talk about me because I really don't care. I've been doing this thing for like 11 plus years, and I've gotten just about every comment you can possibly get. I really don't care. It doesn't, like, I'm still doing me. I've been doing me for how many years? Like, it doesn't affect me. It's when I get certain comments that are about, you know, the look of Black people in general, the look of 4C hair, or just things that just make me feel bad for other people and their situations. So I'm just gonna go through in no particular order. Let's just get into it. I hate 4C. At least mine isn't that bad. And then it has to have a little anime emoji. And I just be thinking about, like, who is behind this? I know I have a lot of Black viewers, but I get people from all over the world. I have a video right now that almost has 1 million views, and that has reached the majority of people of different ethnicities and everything. And I always find that the emojis that have like an anime character or something are the most strange. And me, myself, I'm a quirky person, and you know, I'm around a lot of people who love anime and stuff, so they can have a little bit of an offbeat personality sometimes, which I like. But I always kind of wonder, you know, if there is some type of correlation between people who are very much into anime and certain looks of characters and things like that. And I don't know, because it's such a juxtaposition of like what like an anime, a typical like Asian anime looks like versus like a Black person. Like, we have curly hair, they have very straight hair, they have very fair skin, at least in their cartoons, and we have very dark skin in comparison. And so I always wonder if there's any correlation. Anyway, I don't have anything to say about that. I don't know. That's just something that I've noticed. Lavishly savage. She says she was savage. I don't know. Lavishly Savage says, well, it's definitely official then. I am 4C, crying face. That's why my Wash and Gos always come out like trash, thumbs down. Your video is the most informative, and I've been researching my hair for years. So I'll just switch up my routine and get back to buying wigs. This one makes me feel bad because there's just so many things that you can just break down. She's like, so disappointed of being 4C. And you know what, so many of us have been here before where we were just hoping and praying and wishing that we had a different hair texture. Like, when I first started this hair journey 10, 11 years ago, 12 years ago, however long ago it was, you know, I was looking at everybody else online, and I kept comparing my hair. I'm like, oh, I think I see a little curl here. And this is back in 2010 when the representation just wasn't there. And so when someone commented under my picture saying, oh, you have 4C like me, I'm so happy that I found someone that looked like me. At the time, I actually took that as an insult because I actually didn't even know what 4C was. I looked it up and I was like, oh my God, I'm gonna keep it so real. Back then, everybody who had kinky hair, they called it nappy. And so I'm just thinking, oh, now I have the nappiest hair. You guys, there's been so many insults about our hair that have been so ingrained in us, and I'm just so glad to be out of that state. And I just feel so bad for this girl. First, she finds out she has 4C and she's like heartbroken about it. She's saying that this is why her wash and goes always look like trash. And it's like, you may not be getting the result that you want, but my 4C wash and go looks like no one else's. You know what I mean? Like, and that's why representation is so important. It's important for you to be able to see different varieties of like how your hair can turn out, not just someone who has a different hair pattern, strand, texture, or anything than you. And even if you are also identifying yourself as having 4C hair, your wash and goes can look completely different than mine, based on the products, based on your actual texture of your hair, the density of your hair. There's so many different factors. And so that's why I love that people with type 4 hair are making more and more videos, because we really need that representation. And then she tops it off talking about how she's just gonna keep buying wigs. And then it's like the little cry face. And like, here's the thing about it that makes me like feel bad. It's like, when someone puts a cry face, it's like that like internal cry. You guys know what I'm saying? Like, I think the cry face it can be a little bit funny, like, because everybody knows what that means. But in this case, it's kind of like she doesn't want to, but she feels she has to. And I think that that's the saddest part about it. She feels like because she has this hair type, it's trash. Nothing she does will ever look good, and so she might as well just keep wearing these wigs that she clearly doesn't like wearing. So I just hope that if this person's watching, that they kind of just get more educated and seek out the representation, because our hair can really look fabulous. It can look amazing, and there's so many different looks to type 4 hair. 4C hair, and people have to allow more of this kind of exposure into their lives. So following certain hashtags online, really surrounding yourself with images that look like you, it helped me along my journey. So I hope that this person, she sees this and she makes those changes in her life. I hate to burst your bubble, but 4C hair is trash. It's not even hair. Okay, you got a cute little emoji, little avatar there, but like, I hate to burst your bubble, 4C hair is trash. Now, this is like what I would call a troll comment. It was just one of those out-of-pocket comments that were just like totally unnecessary, just trying to like make you feel bad for no reason. And so these comments I just kind of flick off, because they're actually kind of funny. That, I mean, someone really like, thank you for the engagement. I don't know what to say. Like, I'm so past it. OA says, this video made my day. Until recently, my mom has been constantly texturizing my hair from a very young age, and now I'm fully natural. Your videos really help, because I've been kind of lost as to what to do with my natural hair. So thank you. Also, yes, no more burns, scabs, or breakage. This was actually a really nice one, but I have another one. This is from Cool Cat McSwirly. Sadly, when I want to go natural, my mom wants me to go back to texturizers because it's easier. I haven't had any, but now she straightens my hair after my braids get old. So now my hair has heat damage, and I sadly had to cut some of it. Okay. The commonality between these two comments is the parents. And this is what like kind of breaks my heart for the younger generation, who are really trying to grow and accept themselves, and they have such resistance from family members. And it's like, what can you do about it? Because you're living in somebody's house, you're under their roof, and you only have so much autonomy over your life, you know, because you have these guardians that are doing, you know, what they feel is best for you. And sometimes it's not really what's best for you, it's what's best for the parent and what's easier for the parent. And, you know, I could right now I could try and judge this parent and say like, oh, they're a bad parent, da 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 da. I don't know what the mindset of the parent is. I don't know what kind of load this parent has. I don't know if they're a single parent. I don't know if they work 3 jobs. I don't know what it is. But the fact that they don't have the time or the desire to sit down and really learn how to care for natural hair is ultimately really sad. That they're in a situation where they would rather go to something that's very familiar, even though it's very damaging. And I feel the most bad for kids that are in this situation, because what can they do until they move out, you know? It's really sad. So if you're a kid and you're in this situation, just know that like, if you can, you know, stand up for what you want and you have those kind of parents that will allow you that freedom, then, you know, do you and keep on the path. But if you don't and there's nothing you can do about it, just know that it doesn't last forever. And, you know, when you are able to make those decisions on your own and move out and all of that, then, you know, then you can go on your own path. But unfortunately, we don't always have that option. So just, you know, if I were you, I would keep seeking out that representation, keep learning about the hair, the culture, everything that you can, and slowly you can try to educate your parents. But if they're set in their ways, you know that when it's time, you will be ready, and you'll be ready to meet your desire. There's a light at the end of the tunnel, so just hold on. That's what I'd like to say to you. Adiola says, can't you texturize and still wear protective styling and wigs? The very thought of going back natural scares the out of me. And you can't even wear your natural hair in the winter. Nah, I mean, I stay texturized. Adiola, I love that you have found something that works for you. But there's a couple of things that you set up in here. Yeah, sure, you can texturize and still wear protective wigs. You can do whatever you want. Like there's no rules to any of this stuff. Even people that have relaxers and texturizers want a break from their hair, you know. And also sometimes it's out of necessities. Like a lot of celebrities, you know, our hair gets ruined. Not our. I mean, hopefully, I hope to be a celebrity actress one day, but you know. Speaking into existence, girl. You know, sometimes you wear wigs to protect your hair from the elements, from styling options and things like that. I think it's kind of like the thought of going back natural scares the S out of me. I have so many questions. Like, what happened? I don't mean to laugh, but I'm just like, what happened? Like, and I mean, on a deeper note, it feels very much like they just had a lot of bad experiences. I don't know if it was with their self-perception or the shade that people were throwing towards this person. I don't know what it was. I thought it was weird that she said that you can't wear your natural hair in the winter. And I'm like, I've been wearing my natural hair in the winter for like 10, 11 years. So I don't know. I have too many questions. But I mean, if you want to stay texturized, you can, but I think that you have a little bit of misinformation. So I feel like I would need more information on this, you know? Hi says, I hate my 4C hair. It has no curl pattern and it looks nappy all the time. I don't think anything is gonna change my mind at this point. Okay, so people like this, I just gotta let them go. You know, I remember like being younger and a little bit more like aggressive with my passions and really feeling like I could change the world and change people's minds. And you know what? Sometimes you end up getting in a situation where you can't, not only can you not change their mind, you end up being sad, mad, confused yourself because you done got into this back and forth with somebody who was never going to change their mind. And so this is the kind of comment that I would see, and I did reply to it. I didn't screenshot what I replied to it, but it probably had to do more with their mindset. It sucks that this person, you hate your hair. It really sucks because it's what you were born with, and it's so unfortunate just the state that we've got in this world where we're always looking for things that are like wrong with us based on these European standards, these Eurocentric standards of what beauty is. And the fact that I can just look in the mirror and like, if I don't even want to go down the list. You guys know what I'm talking about, you know? And it's like, there's nothing wrong with me. And we have a whole industry that is making money off of insecurities. I mean, that's what we do. You know, I put on makeup in front of the camera. Yes, of course, I love wearing makeup. I love the artistry of it. But sometimes I'm putting it on because I've got dark circles. I mean, honestly, you can probably see it today. You know, I've got a breakout, you know, all of these things. So I think that even I have to be very careful and mindful of why I'm doing things and not keeping that as a crutch. But I mean, this type of person, you kind of just have to just go, and then just keep moving, because they're not going to change their mind. And I've learned that from many, many, many years of trying to convince people otherwise. So this video is really interesting, right? It's from someone named Forever Grateful. And I had made a video talking about reasons you should not texturize your hair. I talked about my horrible experience with it and just kind of reminding people to remember why they went natural, because there were so many videos on the internet about 4C hair. Like, I texturize my 4C hair, I relax my 4C hair, and those videos have like so many views. I mean, so many views. And what that tells me is that there's an interest, there's a huge interest. Whether people want to say it or not, the numbers do not lie. And so I wanted to put something out in the ether of just like saying, here's another option. And also, here was my experience. It wasn't easier for me, actually. It was a lot harder. I didn't like detangling my hair. I didn't like dealing with the two textures. I felt like I didn't like the look of my hair with the chemical. And so I actually had a very different experience, and so I wanted to offer my approach. So anyway, this is what she says. It's really disheartening to see videos like this on YouTube because most of what you're saying is just not true. You had a bad experience with a texturizer, but that does not mean that everybody will. I've seen texturizers turn out beautifully on 4C hair when done properly. Not only is the hair more manageable, but it grows better and it helps to prevent breakage if taken care of properly. There are people in the comments saying now they won't texturize or are discouraged from doing so, and that's sad because it could have worked for them. I think that people need to speak on their own experience with these things without making a video to discourage others from trying it. Natural hair can be a huge stress and hassle. I think people should try what works for them without feeling guilty about it either. And there are a lot of sections of this that I definitely agree with. I think there are some things, like she's saying, like, you know, the hair is more manageable and it grows better. That's relative. And also, grows better, unless you're having a health problem, hair is gonna grow at the rate that it's supposed to grow, right? But as far as it being an alternate option for someone who may be struggling in the category of taking care of their hair, yes, it can be. And it's so interesting because I actually wrote a long comment under that video and I pinned it and basically saying like, hey, you do you. Like, if you wanna relax your hair, texturize your hair, you do what's best for you, but I wanted to offer this video up as another alternative. And also, I had put something about us being like, we should kind of be past this whole judgment of who relaxes and who texturizes. And you know, in the beginning of the video, I was doing this little skit about like getting caught trying to texturize your hair and everything, and that is entertainment. And here's the thing, like, YouTube is a place for information, but it's also for entertainment, and people like to be entertained. And sometimes in the beginning of my videos, I really like to draw people in. And what's the best way to draw people in? With just a touch of controversy and fun, really. And sometimes I just think that people take it so serious, or they see a video like mine and automatically jump to conclusions that I'm so against everyone else who does this. And it's like, no, I just wanted to offer up my own experience. And it's so interesting because the video itself was just talking about my experience and kind of reminding people why they might want to stay natural. And it's crazy to me because there's so many videos about why you should texturize and how people love their relaxed hair and all of this that have 4C hair. And so there are a lot of things, like I said, that I agree with, you know, for saying it, and it has 30 thumbs up, has 6 replies. I don't know what the reply says. So, I mean, she's saying some very valid things, but I mean, it was my video on my experience and me offering a different perspective. So I'm not mad at this at all. I didn't feel like it was like disrespectful or anything like that. She was definitely passionate about how she feels, just like I was passionate about how I felt. So And then there are the comments that are from all these random people right underneath each other with a paragraph talking about Dr. So-and-so helped me cure my syphilis or whatever. I don't even know what the hell, but like they helped patch up my credit score, or they got me money real fast. Like, I hate spam comments. They're so annoying. And do they actually really work? Moving on. Okay, this is the last one that I'm gonna do. Amber Dean says, or when stylists get annoyed that my hair is long, they see type 4 hair and run. And this was in response, I think, to a video that I made about stylists and kind of the experience. I think it was like stylists versus influencers. That may have been the video. But girl, I feel you on this. I've had so many experiences where stylists were just not happy looking at my hair. And I felt embarrassed. Or like sometimes when I go to a stylist, I feel like I have to do all of these things because I feel insecure about taking up so much time. I know I have dense hair. I know I have type 4 hair. I'm nervous that the stylist is not gonna know how to care for it, know how to wash it, know how to detangle it. It's gonna get so frustrated because the education piece has just not been there for so many years that even I have anxiety going to a stylist. My camera shut off, y'all. But yeah, the education piece just has not been there for so long, and the hair care industry is any beauty industry, really, all of them are built off of insecurities and how to get people the opposite of what they have, right? If you have curly hair, you want straight hair. If you have straight hair, they want curly hair. If you got big lips, you want thinner lips. If you got thin lips, you want big lips. And like everyone is always kind of like the grass is greener on the other side. So it's a great way for these stylists to make money for themselves and for their family and everything, because you know, you make money altering people's appearances so that they can have a little bit more of what they don't have naturally. There's nothing negative that I have to say about that, but it has more to do with the education piece. Like, how do we preserve what people have naturally? Like, if someone wants to straighten their hair, like, do you know the proper straightening techniques so that they don't end up with heat damage? Like, what do you need to do to the hair beforehand and afterhand? And how can you educate your client on, you know, the steps that they need to take at home to make sure that they still have the integrity of their curls? Or just more people who are more into, especially type 4 hair, how to enhance what's already there, how to do those wash and goes. There's so much that could be said in that category, I'm sure, but I feel you, girl. I feel you. I just wanted to say that. So sound off in the comments below. You know, are there any comments that you see like on Instagram and groups, Facebook group pages that are just that kind of like rub you the wrong way? Or even anything that's super uplifting that you love? There were a few like great comments that I wanted to add in here, but I don't have time, you guys. I don't have time. My camera keeps shutting off. So I just want to thank everyone who leaves those positive, uplifting comments. And also thank you guys who love to share tips back and forth. That is my favorite, all-time favorite thing to see, is people helping one another out. It's beautiful. I think that I've built a beautiful community, and you guys are the ones that keep this community going. So in spite of all the negative comments, I get like 99.9% of really great, uplifting, and beautiful comments from people. So thank you so much. And also thank you to the Coily crew that support this channel. We do a live stream every single month. They help financially support this channel, and we have some great conversations. So if you're interested, check out the link down below. And with that being said, leave your comment below, and I'll see you in a couple days. Mwah!